Fam, what's going on? Kyle Henderson, Bama football on YouTube. AK Deer will be in Tuscaloosa, Alabama this weekend for the big recruiting barbecue. Okay, I'm coming to you from my hotel. You guys figured it out. I'm in Boston. Quick trip. I love it here. I came up here a couple years ago. Never been to Boston. Fell in love with the city. Quick vacation. I'll actually be in another place tomorrow. See if you guys can figure out where I'm at. Back to AK Deer. Look, the number 2 player in the state of Mississippi behind Caleb Cunningham. And we'll talk about him in just a minute as well. But AK Deer, it's big for many different reasons. Number one, look, I think that this is the running back that needs to be a part of this class along with Turbo Rogers. You get 2 of these type of running backs in this class. Now we're talking about the running back room completely being filled from top to bottom. Okay, you're talking about the class filling up its needs. I don't know why it's taken AK Deer a little bit of time to announce for Alabama. I would assume that he's a major lean to Alabama, but who cares? Give him his space, give him his time, and when these young men do decide to announce, you respect that decision and that timeline. Remember, he was committed for Ole Miss for quite some time before decommitting, and I think the writing is on the wall. I think that the recruiting momentum will help him this weekend in terms of get closer to a commitment. Once you're around all these guys at the barbecue, for example, Keelan Russell coming in, you have Micah DeBose, you have Mal Waldrip, your offensive lineman, you have Caleb Cunningham. We'll talk about him in just a second. These guys are going to be there, right? Talking, hey, let's be a part of something bigger than ourselves. Let's be a part of this new wave, new energy here at the University of Alabama. And I think him going to Alabama will lead to an eventual commitment. So really big news right there, talking about AK Deer coming to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Also wanted to talk about Caleb Cunningham. He announced recently that he is not going to Big Cat Weekend. What is Big Cat Weekend? Well, Big Cat Weekend is basically, the similar thing as the recruiting barbecue that Alabama's having this weekend, but it's in Auburn, and it's not cold over there, right? It's cold in Tuscaloosa. So Caleb Cunningham was going to go check it out, and I think Derek Smith is still going to check it out. He's out of Selma, and like I said, these guys have every single right to go and visit, meet with the coaches. Still committed, Derek Smith, and we'll talk about him in just a second as well. But I think what it says with Caleb Cunningham announcing that he's not going, that's a big statement, right? I mean, that you're pledging yourself. You're like, look, I know where I want to go. I know that I want to be a part of this class of 2025. I want to be with my guys. I want to play with my quarterback, Keelan Russell. I want to build something great. This number 1 recruiting class that Alabama has, it's no joke. I mean, these guys have a lot of momentum. Don't get it twisted. I mean, I think that this recruiting barbecue is going to continue to solidify really great things for the class of 2025. And I think that it's going to build added momentum. Like I just talked about, AK Deer. I think it's going to lead to an eventual commitment for him because this guy's going to be like, look what we got here, man. Join up and let's join forces and go get it. So Caleb Cunningham announcing that he will not be at Big Cat Weekend. Very, very big news, and that was they came out earlier today. Derek Smith. Derek Smith is going to Big Cat Weekend, as far as I know. I said that he's been recruited as a wide receiver. You guys corrected me inside the comment box, being recruited as a safety. I really appreciate that. If you have any corrections or you are part of the recruiting websites or whatever, I appreciate you guys. So anytime that you guys can keep me posted as well, thank you so much for the feedback. So Derek Smith, out of Selma, played wide receiver, safety in high school, being recruited to come to Alabama on the defensive side of the ball. So thank you very much for the heads up on that. A couple other pieces of news that I wanted to hit on. Jalen Milroe, okay? He's up in New York. He's going to be on Good Morning America, all right? That is how big Jalen Milroe is. That is how big the brand of Alabama football is, all right? You saw him at Yankee Stadium getting the jersey today, and that's on Wednesday. And on Thursday morning, I think it's at 7 a.m. Central Time, he's going to be on Good Morning America. So definitely check it out. What other quarterbacks are part of, Good Morning America? So that's really interesting in terms of what's going on with Alabama football and where the quarterback is, okay? Richard Young posted a photo of him in his gear. Man, Richard Young, I know if you've played EA Sports College Football, you've had a taste of Richard Young, right? Because I know you guys saw me play my dynasty, and Richard Young, my goodness. Someone said today, and I was going to ask you guys inside the comment box, who could you compare him to, from past Alabama running backs? I'm talking about Richard Young. Someone said Eddie Lacy, and I thought that was a pretty damn good comparison. So let me know inside the comment box if you agree with that assessment. You also have Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams posted a video of himself as well, and has his new gear. And man, he's number 2. I get it. On the game, I got a lot of heat because he was number 7. I didn't change the numbers or any of the players. I literally turned the game on and started playing. He was a monster for me in the game. I can't wait to get back and play year 2 of my dynasty. I want to feature him more. But man, all smiles. The guy looks great. I cannot wait to see him compete this year. And I ask you again, how many yards do you think he will catch for this coming season? That wide receiver room, man, so excited to see all those guys eat, to see all those guys compete at the highest level, right? A bunch of dogs in that room. The wide receivers, I feel, look, there's been guys over the past couple of years, but I don't feel it was kind of that same ride out mentality, and I think that these guys are certainly going to bring it back. Jeremy Bernard, can't wait to see him play. Kobe Prentice, Kendrick Law. My goodness, it's still crazy to me that they said he ran at 23 miles per hour, right? Almost 24 miles per hour. Would they say that was faster than like Tyreek Hill or something like that? So yeah, that was crazy. So to recap real quick, AK Deer will be in Tuscaloosa this coming weekend. That is certainly the biggest news. You're going to see everybody talking about it, hyping it up, and rightfully so. He is the number 2 player in the state of Mississippi. Number 1 player is Caleb Cunningham. Caleb Cunningham announced that he is not going to Big Cat Weekend, and he will just be in Alabama. We talked about Derek Smith, corrected him in terms of where Alabama is recruiting him. There's going to be a ton of guys here this coming weekend. So the recruiting momentum and all of that is going to continue to stay icy here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We talked about Jalen Milroe being on Good Morning America. Definitely check that out and watch Jalen Milroe on national television. And then you have, quick hits on just Richard Young, hyping him up, and Ryan Williams. All right, before I go, I have a question to ask you. Who do you feel will be next to commit to the Alabama Crimson Tide? Do you feel it's going to be AK Deer now that he is coming to the barbecue? Are you with me in terms of you feel that it's going to give him kind of that added boost and that confidence to commit to the Alabama Crimson Tide? I want to hear from you, okay? So I want to hear from you who's going to commit next, and I also want to get your take on Richard Young, all right? Look, are you excited to see him? Post yes inside the comment box if so. My name is Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being with me even when I'm on vacation, talking news as it happens. I appreciate you allowing me to be a content creator right here on Bama Football on YouTube. From Boston, Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube, and I'll talk to you soon right here on Bama Football on YouTube.